ES continues to trade around a basing range, putting in both a look below and fail and a look above and fail, and seeing multiple traversals up and down the range. Let's review the structure and talk about how to trade next week. This is the box range that ES has been trading around for weeks now, with a supply zone above 64.94 and a range low at 64.53. Last week, our primary pivot was the bottom of the box range at 64.53, specifically watching for a failure there versus a look below and fail. And just like we discussed, there was the high probability of retracing the Jackson Hole squeeze from Friday, which we saw on Sunday night and Monday, which sold directly into the range low at 64.53, and then this area failed and we began to sell into the range below. Now, this was the key moment last week after selling underneath 64.53, whether or not sellers could defend this area on backtest. And you can see after multiple attempts to defend here and multiple rejections, buyers were still able to push this back up and eventually reclaim 64.53 for the look below and fail of the range low, which was our top watch last week. So getting this look below and fail, being able to reclaim and sustain above 64.53 favors that traversal back up to the top of the range, and that's exactly what we saw on Tuesday into Tuesday afternoon. This range traversal took us right back up to the top of the range to that supply zone above 64.94, and after basing there Thursday, finally late day Thursday, we were able to break through that area and break into new all-time highs. Now, this was the second key moment for last week. Overnight on Thursday night into Friday morning, buyers were unable to sustain this breakout, faded this overnight, faded back underneath that supply zone for a look above and fail, a failed breakout of the top of this range and of all-time highs, and a look above and fail that ended up seeing that range traversal all the way back down the range into the range low on Friday. You can see the failure of the top of this range here, and then the key moment reoffered here by sellers at 65.06. This led to that long liquidation that we saw on the open on Friday morning. So, late longs trapped buying into the highs, no continuation, a failed breakout that gets reoffered here, and then long liquidation and a quick traversal back down to the bottom of the range. Not an easy week. After we've been inside the same range for long enough, the middle of the range tends to get very choppy and messy, and the best trades tend to be around the edges. The best shorts last week were playing against 64.94 early in the week, playing for the retracement of the Friday squeeze, and then again some really nice backtest shorts at 64.53 after the failure of the range low. Taking shorts into that first backtest against 64.53 worked well, just wasn't able to get continuation lower into 64.27. Friday was the other good short setup where we saw the look above and fail, especially the reoffer. Being short into the backtest of 65.06 led to that long liquidation, so being short underneath 65.06 or on the reoffer even underneath 64.94 for that long liquidation worked well for those trading the short side on Friday. On the long side, we had the really nice long. The best long of the week was that top watch, the look below and fail, the reclaim of 64.53 for that range traversal back up. You can see once this fails, sellers are rejecting the back test multiple times, but if they're unable to continue to see continuation down, you want to be long back above 64.53. So really nice basing, multiple rejections. Once this held back above 64.53 and especially holding it on the back test, you want to be long above 64.53 for that range traversal up. And a few nice failed breakdowns of 64.75, especially after Nvidia earnings, and then again in the evening after Nvidia earnings, which defended and reclaimed 64.75 again and saw that push back to the top of the range. Now let's talk about the plan for trading next week. Similar weekly pivots, we're still in this same range. So weekly pivots are going to be resistance at 65.06, pivot at 64.75, and then the range low at 64.53. If we do see the failure of this basing range here, and then 64.27 would be the first pivot below to target on the failure of 64.53. So higher time frame, we're still inside the same box range. You want to continue to look and trade that the same way. If the bottom of the range holds, or if you get the look below and fail, then traps below 64.53 and is able to hold above, you want to be long above that for that range traversal up. If 64.53 fails and then is reoffered, you want to be short below 64.53 for that continuation down and base breakdown, which can see another liquidation towards 64.27 and 64.02. If 64.53 holds or traps early in the week, once again we can see that range traversal back up towards the top of the range towards 64.94 and 65.06. That supply zone needs to hold. If buyers are able to clear that supply zone above 65.06, then we can see new all-time highs and likely a little bit more of a sustained breakout if we're able to hold above that this time. The top setups that I'll be watching for this week on the short side, you can play against 6506 if seeing the supply zone 6494 to 6506. That's the liquidation point from Friday. So being short against that now, again, above there, shorts are going to be harder. We're likely to see a more sustained range breakout to new all-time highs if we're able to clear that area. Again, if we do fail 6453, a reoffer at 6453 would be a good option. Good risk reward trade here for a short that would target rotation down into this range below us at 6427 and 6402. I would also be watching for a failed breakdown of the Friday low. Again, that would be the look below and fail of the range lows. And also this longs, if we do see a sustained sell-off and a range failure, I would look for longs at 6402, which is the spike base from the Jackson Hole squeeze. The last long setup that I would be watching for if we do get more sustained selling underneath 6453, the prior week low, last week's low at 6431, I would watch for a failed breakdown of the prior week low. Any traps underneath this, especially underneath 6427 that are able to reclaim 6431, would favor continuation back up into 6453. That's the plan for trading ES next week. Those are the pivots that I'll be watching. If you'd like to trade live with us every day, join us at Trade with Insight.